What is going on, guys, and welcome to the top 10 pro tips for PUBG for the Xbox One. Whether if you're playing duels, solos, or squads, these tips are going to make you a better PUBG player and going to allow you to survive longer in the PUBG world. So let's go ahead and get started with number one. At number one, we're going to put one of the first things you're going to be doing in the game, and that is skydiving. Learn to skydive. Not only was this a little bit different for me when I first started the game, but I've seen a lot of people struggling learning how to skydive. Knowing how to cover a longer distance within the game is going to be crucial for knowing when to parachute, when to jump off the plane, and knowing how much distance you have to actually get to your objective. So whether you're landing on the school, the military base, or everywhere it is you're going, you're going to want to learn to skydive. And one of the first tips I want to give you is if you actually push up on the left stick and look into the horizon, you will be able to cover more distance when you're skydiving. So if you want to make sure you're covering the right amount of distance, hit the left stick up, and that will allow you to cover a little bit more distance when you're skydiving. At number two, we are going to be introducing free roaming. What exactly is free roaming? Free roaming is going to be able to save your life like you have no idea. Basically, what free roaming allows you to do is to look around the map without moving. So the majority of people who play PUBG or are new to PUBG will not know this, and this is actually one of the key things that you're going to want to learn. When you're crouched down, when you're laying down flat on the ground, or you're prone, you are going to want to be able to look around your vicinity without causing any movement, because the less movement you make, the more likely you will be able to not get spotted. So the way you're going to be doing this, if you actually hit right bumper, it will allow you to scan the surroundings without you even moving. This is especially very helpful if you're running towards the white zone. It's going to allow you to look at everything without even having to move, so you won't get spotted. If you try to do this without pressing right bumper, unfortunately, your character will start moving, and this actually might get you detected. So anything that allows you to actually view the whole entire map without moving will allow you to stay as stealthy as possible and surviving longer rounds. At number three, I'm going to talk about the doors. Learn to know about the doors. So what exactly does this mean? So the doors are going to be very helpful for you to assessing the situation. Usually when you spawn in, all the houses will have the doors closed. If you learn how to identify when a door is open and when a door is closed, you're going to be able to make the right decision when you're starting the match. For example, if you land into a zone that the doors are already open, this should give you an indication that the door has already been opened by someone else, and he might actually be in the building or nearby the building. You're either going to want to avoid that, or if you have weapons, you're going to want to make sure you engage that with precaution that someone is already in there. This will also allow you in the later rounds, because if you see doors open when you're trying to run to the smaller area, you're going to know that that house has already been looted, so no need to stop by and loot that house. Not only this, but you could actually even use the doors as bait, and you could also use the doors to hunker down with your teammates when you are looting a place. For example, you find a place that's lootable, you're definitely going to want to close the door to make sure that no one sneaks by you, or you could actually use the door as a hearing aid so you can hear the door being open, so you know that someone's actually coming through the door. So use the door to your advantage. Either use it to know when to loot and when not to loot, use it to actually make a noise when the door is being open, or actually use it as a bait to where you close the door and kind of people think that the place hasn't been looted, and you're able to just take them out for them actually trying to go ahead and loot the place. So make sure you guys remember the doors are your friends. At number four, remember Peter Pan is your friend. Now, what do I mean by Peter Pan? If you guys don't know, in PUBG, there's going to be a frying pan that's going to be in the majority of the maps. I've seen a lot of people actually skip the pan and not pick up the pan. But guys, the pan is your friend. You're always going to want to pick up the pan. And you're probably wondering, why do you want to pick up the pan? Because the pan actually serves as an extra armor. Because when you put the pan on your back and someone shoots you in the back, that's going to help you as an armor. It's actually going to hit the pan and not hit you, and it's not going to cause any damage. Not only that, but if you guys don't know, you could actually even run with the pan. If you're running with the pan on the side of your body, when someone shoots you, if it hits the pan, you will not get hit, and that bullet would actually get reflected as opposed to actually hitting you. So remember, guys, always pick up the pan if you guys see the pan within the level, because the pan is your friend. At number five is item management. Learn how to use your items. So basically, as you guys know, throughout the world of PUBG, you're going to be collecting a lot of items, and you're going to get stuff like medical kits, you're going to get stuff like grenades, and knowing actually how to use these without having to go to your inventory is actually going to be very key, because it's not only is it going to save you time, but it's also going to allow you to get to those items a lot quicker and also consume those items without having to go to your inventory and actually getting shot while you're actually doing this. So what you're going to want to do, if you're trying to toggle between medical kits, if you're trying to toggle within grenades, all you got to do is press down on the D-pad to toggle between medical kits and also grenades. If you guys are trying to use a medical kit, pull out the medical kit, hold down the D-pad, and that will let you go ahead and consume the medical kit. To go ahead and activate a grenade, all you do is press right on the D-pad. That will give you the grenade option, and all you do is hold the right trigger to actually throw the grenade. And that will not only save you time, but it's going to allow you to get through those items a lot quicker, consume them, and allow you to get to your items a lot quicker. At number 6, it will be gun control. Learn how to control your gun in the right effective way. One of the key things that you're going to want to learn in PUBG is take advantage of all the angles you could possibly can. If you want to make sure you want to peek through a corner, learn how to peek through the corner with actually exposing all your body. If someone's shooting you, learn how to shoot to the left, to the right. How do you hold your breath when you're shooting a sniper? And how do you quickly, ADS? So first and foremost, if you want to lean to the right side, all you got to do is press down on the right stick. That will make your character lean to the right. If you want to make sure your character is leaning to the left side, is press down on the left stick, and that will make your character lean to the right side. If you're firing a sniper shot and you want to make sure your aim is steady without being moved, all you do is hold right bumper, and that will allow you to hold your breath to make sure your aim is a little more online. If you also want to make sure you're quickly ADSing, aiming down sights, all you do is tap the left trigger, and that will allow you to aim down sights to make sure you actually have a better aim with that weapon as opposed to just hip firing. So learning gun control is going to be crucial for making you a better player in PUBG. Staying on the subject of guns, at number 7 is fire modes. Learn to know when to actually activate your fire modes and learning which gun works best with which individual fire mode. So if you don't know, each gun has a different fire mode. You have auto, semi-auto, and you have just one-shot burst. Knowing which gun works well with this is going to be basically to whatever you feel comfortable with, but knowing actually that you're able to change the fire mode for the weapons is going to be key. A lot of people don't know this, so make sure you guys don't forget to always make sure that when you pick up a gun, make sure you change it to the fire mode that you desire. At number 8 is attachments, guys. Learn to pick up attachments within the game. Each weapon has a different set of attachments, and actually using the attachments is going to be key. I've seen a lot of people pick up attachments and they don't put them into the guns. Make sure you guys always pick up the attachments, check your inventory, and make sure you actually add the attachments to the weapons, because if you don't add them, it's not going to be beneficial to you guys. Some weapons tend to have a lot of recoil, and since this game unfortunately does not have an aim assist, you're going to want to make sure you have as much deficiency in the recoil, make sure the gun is up to par than anything else. So make sure you guys are familiar with the attachments, which guns take what ammo, and make sure you guys are activating the attachments. Don't just pick up the attachments and leave them there. Make sure you go ahead, pick up the attachments and use them. At number 9 is run, Forrest, run. Learn how to run faster in the game. So how do you run faster in the game? A lot of people may know this, a lot of people may not. So if you guys are trying to run or get to the area before it closes on you, make sure you're running as quickly as you possibly can. And how do you run as quickly as possibly can? Well, if you hold down the Y, that will go ahead and put away all your weapons. And when you put away all your weapons, it will allow you to run faster. So if you're trying to get to an area a lot quicker than you possibly would, is make sure you're not running with the gun. Just hold down the Y, and that will allow you to go ahead and run more faster. And then number 10 is something that's actually going to save your life and make you not only a better player, but it's going to give you more lives. Trust me, guys, is please pay attention to the timer. You have no more idea how many times I have personally died or people have died because they don't pay attention to the timer. Since this game involves you to loot a lot of people spend time looting and they're not paying attention to the timer and when the timer is running out. If you want to make sure you're constantly paying attention to the timer and not having to look at the map, on the right hand side there's going to be a little blue indicator with a number counting down the amount of time it's going to take for that blue circle to close in on you. Make sure you're paying attention to the timer so you know when you have to move and stop looting to move to the next point. This is going to be very helpful for you guys, and trust me, this will actually save a lot of lives if you guys learn to pay attention to the timer. Now, if you guys would like to see another top 10 video like knowing how to cook the grenades, knowing where the best is to parachute at, knowing where the best weapons spawn at, make sure you guys do me the favor of actually liking this video and sharing this video with your friends, because it does help me out a lot. Don't forget, guys, if you want to stay up to date to all things PUBG, make sure you guys keep it locked on this channel, and I will catch you guys on the next video.